I'm Sully, this is Bad Taste, and I'm here with Frederick Atkinson, guitarist for OPETH, the single greatest metal band in my book, because I am a true metalhead, and OPETH has been blowing my mind for plenty of years, and it really is an honor to be sitting here with Frederick here at the House of Blues in Boston. They're playing with Norwegians enslaved, doing essentially the third go-round on the Watershed tour, Watershed being their most recent record out on Roadrunner Records. Now, Frederick, I've read a lot of interviews from a lot of European bands who say that the U.S. is really a hard market to conquer. You know, that everybody, a lot of bands want to conquer the U.S., but because the U.S. is so big, it's so hard to conquer. Is OPETH's mission to really conquer the whole U.S., or are you guys going to really be happy if you guys can really hammer out some select parts of the country, whether it's the Northeast, New York, and Boston, and out west, and maybe the Midwest, like Chicago and into Texas or something like that?
Oh, we're out to conquer the world.
That's a really small goal, and I certainly appreciate that.
I think this is my third U.S. tour with OPETH, and I think we have a good support pretty much everywhere, I would say. It hasn't really been any bad shows with like 100, 200 people so far.
Right.
So I think maybe it's been like that in the past before my time, but the band has been worked hard to reach this level, what do you want to call it, you know?
Now you guys...
The only thing, I mean, I guess for America you need to tour a lot if you want to make it there.
Yes.
A lot of bands maybe can't afford it, you know, because it's expensive from Europe if you're a smaller band, and I think you need to put in a lot of time and effort and money. You know.
What as this is now your third U.S. tour, you said, or your third?
This is the sixth time I tour America.
Okay.
I did 3 tours with Arch Enemy before this as well.
Excellent. What's been your favorite U.S. city to touch down in, plug in, and just rip faces off in?
I like many cities here, but I don't want to smooch Boston off. But
you don't have
I like
to.
Boston.
You don't have to. You don't have to kiss our ass. Just say, you know, it could be San Diego for all that matters.
Good seafood here. Last time we were here, we had an off day here, so we kind of had a walkabout. It's not often you get to see much of the cities here.
Right.
I like to play in LA too, and New York is fun, and also New Orleans was really fun last time.
That's it.
That's a cool city.
That is a city unto itself. It's a whole different vibe versus the New Yorks, the Houstons, Dallas, the San Diegos, the LAs, whatever you want to call it. It's a very interesting city.
It's cool. It's very different, East Coast and West Coast. I like touring in America. It's a cool variation.
Now, when you guys are done with this tour on this leg of the Watershed tour, you guys are obviously going back over to Europe, doing a whole slew of European festivals.
Yeah.
I know you're doing Download yet once again, Download being the old Donington Festival, and you're doing festivals in Norway, you're doing festivals in Germany.
Quite a lot in Sweden as well.
Quite a lot in Sweden as well, yeah, I saw that as well. I think you're doing Gothenburg Festival somewhere?
Yeah, Metal Town. That's a quite big one now.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is the, you know, in Europe, I know that where the U.S. is big and the U.S. is hard to conquer as an overall country, I know that Europe presents its own challenges as far as laying claim to a country and being able to build a fan base there. I know the U.K. is sometimes seen as one of those really hard countries to build a fan base in. But now that you're doing the festivals, is there a country or is there a festival where you guys kind of show up and have played several times that it's a really tough crowd and you guys need to bring your A game to it in order to get the crowd on your side?
Well, it's better to watch OPETH when it's dark, so we have the light, because we need the lights, because we have a lot of more variations in the songs. Heavy goes to more melancholic, soft stuff. But I haven't experienced, I think it's been really good, every festival we played. We haven't really been struggling with any crowd.
Do you guys find that is it hard given what you do? And for those of you watching Bad Taste who've never heard OPETH, OPETH at a bare minimum, song length is at least 6 to 7 minutes long at their outset, 12, 13 minutes long. Is it hard to keep a crowd motivated when you're playing in front of 50,000, 75,000 people at a festival when you're playing songs that are 12, 13 minutes long?
Yeah, in theory it would be, but it actually works, and I don't know why. But I agree in a way. It's like you might want to just have more AC/DC type of stuff if you're playing.
No, we don't want AC/DC.
So you know, but it works somehow. I guess people dig it. You know, it was kind of difficult. We did a tour in Turkey recently, and that's the only thing kind of pisses us off, because with the more calmer parts, people start to talk to each other. You know, like.
Really?
Yeah, really loud. It's like, go to a coffee, go to Starbucks instead, you know. You're at the Mel show, you know. It's kind of respectless. That doesn't happen over here.
Really?
No, not as in that extent.
Well, obviously you guys have clearly made an impression. If is that Michael warming up out there?
I think it's enslaved.
Enslaved warming up. Okay. I'm hearing some trilling.
Downstairs.
Michael's downstairs.
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
Yeah, so I'm hearing some trilling out the door. Do you find one of the things that's kind of interesting is the U.S. audiences, and as a person who's been to hundreds of metal shows over my life, over my metal career, so to speak, if you can call it that, U.S. audiences are kind of tough because they're not necessarily in some cities glued to the show. They go to the show because they got a ticket and it's kind of like the place to go, but it's not, they're not necessarily focusing on you. So if you're going to rip through a song like Burden or any of your mellower songs, if you're going to do anything off of Deliverance, so to speak,
Then the crowd is like, perfect, I can go get a beer now.
Do you find that the U.S. crowds do U.S. crowds tend to tune out during some of the mellower stuff, or are they right in it?
Well, on this run, we only played one gig so far, and that was yesterday in New Jersey, and they were really good, I think. I was blown away. It was about 1,800 people there, and we played in the middle of the set we do now. We kind of space out a bit. We start off the set very brutal, like 4 really brutal songs. Then we kind of space out, and they were totally into the space out parts as well. So.
Nice.
But I guess in America, you know, I guess you could say you're a bit spoiled because there's always a lot of bands touring here.
Yes.
So, but still, some places could be a bit more mellow, I guess. I'm like that too. If I go to a show, I'm not you know, jumping around the pit. I'm the lazy, boring guy standing sipping a beer. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't enjoy the show, though. Anyway.
Excellent. Well, let's take a break.